Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening News Update for Tuesday, October the 24th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story at this hour, a flood warning is in effect for Barbados. Meteorological Officer Tia Brown says it's the result of interaction of an upper-level trough system and a passing tropical wave that's been generating pockets of moderate to heavy showers, periods of rain, and isolated thunderstorms across the island. Flooding has been reported in such areas as the City Bridgetown, Hastings Rendezvous, and across the island.
This activity is likely to intensify into tomorrow. As a consequence, a flood warning is now in effect for Barbados and will remain in effect until further notice. Rainfall accumulations of up to 75 to 125 millimeters or 3 to 5 inches are likely. Thus, residents in flood-prone areas should exercise caution and remain on the alert. A flood warning means that some flooding is already occurring or is imminent. This warning will be updated as necessary.
That's Met Officer Tia Brown. Police here are probing the circumstances surrounding two unnatural deaths. One involves an elderly Canadian visitor. Police say the 82-year-old visitor was on Rockley Beach in Christchurch this afternoon when he was observed by the lifeguard to be lying on the sand and not moving. CPR, that's a method of resuscitation, was performed and an ambulance summoned. The visitor was rushed to hospital but subsequently died. The other death is that of 74-year-old Bibiana Ballantyne of Durance Village, Holdershill, St. James. Ballantyne, who lived alone, was discovered yesterday afternoon at his home by his son lying on the floor with a gunshot injury. Police say they do not suspect foul play at this stage.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Join us from November 16th to 19th, 2017 for the Barbados Food and Rum Festival, where acclaimed Barbadian chefs and mixologists are joined by Chef Jean-Georges of the US, Chef Tom Akins of the UK, Chef Chris De La Rosa of Canada to create dining experiences to delight the senses. Visit ticketpal.com and all TicketPal locations to get your tickets, and visit foodandrum.com for more information.
In regional news now, the Dominican government has changed the hours of curfew, which were imposed due to the serious looting in the wake of Hurricane Maria that recently devastated the island. Based on advice from the Chief of Police, the Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security is now informing Dominicans that the curfew hours will now be 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. in order to facilitate economic activity effective today. It is further advised that the curfew remains in force in the city of Roseau to extend to the Loubrier Bridge in the south, Check Hall Bridge in the north, and Coptal in the east to maintain and enhance security. The city of Roseau is returning to a state of normalcy, and security in the city is becoming more stable. The government says there is, however, still a need for enhanced security and vigilance. In more regional news now, the Office of Disaster Preparedness Management in Trinidad and Tobago seems to have gotten its stride in the wake of a stern rebuke from the Prime Minister and criticism from the general public about its disaster preparedness response. While the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force had boots on the ground, the ODPM's social media team is now working overtime. Kijan Hines tells us more.
As a result of this repeated failure on the part of this agency, the government will take very firm action to review the ODPM and ensure that we have within the ODPM the personnel who have the attitude and the aptitude to respond to this kind of thing.
When Prime Minister Rowley openly criticized the response of the ODPM on Sunday, it appeared to have lit a fire under them. An agency blasted for being silent on social media sprung to life with updates on multiple platforms.
Tips from the ODPM: how to use sandbags in areas where flooding occurs.
In a release, they say they've received at least 1,741 calls so far, mostly related to flooding, landslides, and roofs in need of repair. The Mayara Rio Clara Regional Corporation has received 800 of those reports. The Princess Town Regional Corporation has received 350.
And on the international scene, a Portuguese judge has triggered a row over sexism by suggesting that an abused woman deserved to be punished because she had committed adultery. More in this report from Euronews.
The victim was initially kidnapped by her former lover, who also called her ex-husband to confront her. The pair then attacked the woman. Both men received a suspended sentence last week, and it's now emerged an appeal judge said this when considering the initial verdict. A woman's adultery is a very serious attack on the honor and dignity of a man. In the Bible, we can read that the adulterous woman should be punished by death. Rights groups have widely condemned the ruling as evidence of widespread patriarchal and sexist attitudes in Portugal.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening, though it's raining cats and dogs out there.